Hey guys, today I want to talk about the returning Elder Cipher weapons, that's Dregg's Promise, Queenbreakers Bow, and Lord of Wolves. For those of you who did not play in Year 1, the reason they are called the Elder Cipher weapons is because in Year 1 you were given a bounty called the Elder Cipher, and you got to pick which weapon you wanted after completing the bounty. First of all, to get the Elder Cipher weapons, all you need to do is complete a level 42 Challenge of the Elders run. You don't need any high score, you can just zip through the whole thing, and you have a chance at getting one of these weapons. I did about 15 runs last week, most of those being speed runs, and I got all of the weapons and a couple of duplicates. So for me, at least, it was pretty easy. For others, maybe not as much, maybe your RNG isn't as good. You do need to wait until that mission complete screen comes up. Don't leave before then, otherwise I don't think you can get it. So, anyway, the weapons are back. Last year, I did a video going over all of the weapons, and I said that overall, Lord of Wolves was probably the best of the three, followed by Queenbreakers Bow, followed by Dregg's Promise. So has that changed at all? Well, not really. Do the weapons perform drastically different than they did in Year 1? Not really. If that's all you're looking for, then there you go. They're not that much different, if at all. As a matter of fact, I still recommend checking out the Year 1 video that I did on these weapons, despite the fact that the references are a little outdated, because functionally, the weapons perform basically the same. Dregg's Promise got a buff in that now its shots track targets. One of the main problems of the weapon was that hitting targets on the move was a little difficult, so adding the tracking seeked to help remedy that situation. However, the tracking is not as strong as everyone might have thought it was going to be, and doesn't really appear to be a huge game changer. Last year, the Vestian Dynasty, the first sidearm in Destiny, was able to out-damage Dregg's Promise in a simulation, although we've all learned by now that sidearms aren't really great for PvE. I didn't do a DPS check for this weapon for that reason. It's not really going to be used in PvE at all. In PvP, well, it's better via tracking, but you burn a lot of ammo killing people, and I think that most people will prefer a regular sidearm anyway to have more control and faster bullet hits. You need to give up your exotic slot in order to use this, and there are way better weapons to use your exotic slot on. Queenbreakers Bow performs the exact same as it did in Year 1. I don't recall any changes being made to the weapon. In Year 1, I did a DPS test against Patience and Time stomped the crap out of Queenbreakers Bow. Queenbreakers Bow continues to be a weapon not optimal for PvE damage compared to other weapons if you are going to look at it from that point of view. I wouldn't use this thing if I was being serious about anything that I was doing. That doesn't stop it from being a very fun weapon to use though, because it is still a fun gun. It comes with a lot of ammo, that's the one advantage it does have, so you can use it for an extended period of time in PvP without running out of ammo. It is totally usable in PvP as well, its ideal range being probably scout rifle-like. It can compete with snipers, but if the person you're trying to hit is also using a sniper, they have higher odds of winning the battle simply because they can shoot faster than you can. Lord of Wolves continues to be the best option, not that you really need to pick and choose anymore. Its perk did get a buff back in September where the recovery effect was tripled from what it originally was, which is pretty nice. Last year, it was able to compete with the likes of Found Verdict and Invective in terms of damage output in a simulated DPS test over a short period of time. Found Verdict and Invective were two of the best shotguns in the game at that time for PvE and probably PvP. Lord of Wolves' burst damage is pretty low, but its sustained damage is pretty good because it doesn't need to reload individual shells, it just reloads everything at once. This thing is pretty good damage-wise and is quite usable in any areas where shotguns are good. Just keep in mind the opportunity cost of using it versus something else. The stats have not changed on Lord of Wolves at all, meaning the gun is the same in PvP as it was last year and suffers from the same issues. It can net you kills from slightly farther away compared to other shotguns in a faster time, but when fighting against other shotguns, unless you get a significant advantage on the enemy, a regular shotgun will outgun you nearly every single time. Those are your brief notes on the Elder Cipher weapons in Year 2. In short, if you played with them in Year 1, they have not been changed significantly in any way coming into Year 2. Queenbreakers and Dregg's Promise continue to be PvE disappointments, while Lord of Wolves continues to be a pretty solid weapon overall, but nothing remarkably special. However, that doesn't take away from their fun factor, as they're all very interesting and fun weapons to use and are probably some of the coolest exotics that Destiny has to offer, and I encourage playing around with them at some point. Before we go, I have a few more details on my PAX East appearance, but if you don't care about that, then you can turn off this video. It is over. Thank you for watching. I'm going to be at the Battleborn/2K booth for a good chunk of the time that I am there. That is booth number 9068. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what my time slots are because in the email that I got, I was told one thing, but then on a chart that they sent me, I was listed in completely different time slots. So hopefully I'll remember to update the description of this video with the actual times that I will be at the booth. Of course, I will post things on Twitter if you're looking to find me. I think I'm live streaming as well as playing, so if I am, you can find me on my Twitch page for some Battleborn. I would like to do a meetup outside of the convention center since I know not everyone has tickets, so once again, look at my Twitter for more info on that if I end up doing it. Alright, now I'm done. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.